Stews seem to have disappeared from the world in the year 2000.
Okay.
We would eat stews a lot as a kid, and I can't remember the last time I had a stew.
But is that just because you have to cook for yourself nowadays and you're choosing not to make stews?
When you say have to, like if the other alternative is stew, I don't think I would call it a have to. Allowed, able, fortunate enough.
I'm saying, okay, yes, there's not many fast food stew options.
Too few, do you think? Too few stews?
Far too few stew.
Far too few stews?
I think there's just the right amount of stews.
No stews?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a stew?
I haven't had one for a while, but Julian's a big stew guy.
Is he?
Yeah. But again, he's making them himself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is how most people eat stew, is they're
I
going
think
out of their way to cook it.
I think
which
it's
is-
difficult to get a ready-made stew.
Yeah, you can get a soup.
Okay, here's a question to you.
When does soup become stew?
When's
Yeah.
the line crossed?
I think chunks. I think you have to have
Really?
like
What
big-
about that chunky stew? Like that chunky soup, though?
Oh, yeah, it's bordering on stew.
Ooh, borderline stew.
But I feel like stew's got even like bigger chunks.
If you came home and I was eating a stew
Yeah.
and I was like, no, it's a soup, where would you draw the line? Because I feel like just the fact that soup calls itself soup is part of it.
Yeah, well, like a soup, you could put like...
I trust its self-identification.
If you put soup through a strainer,
Yeah.
it would still be soup.
No, because a lot of the chunks would come out.
But it would still be soup, but just with less chunks.
Okay, yeah.
If you
You
put-
don't think any stew would get through a strainer?
Well, it's no longer a stew at that point. It's almost like you've turned it into soup.
Back into a soup.
Yeah.
So if I heard you in the hallway and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to...
Quick Ben's coming. I don't want to be
caught
caught
with a stew. I'll quickly strain it. You would come in and I'd just be enjoying an everyday soup.
And then I'll be like,
What's this
What's
thrown
this-
away bowl of...
yeah, what's this strained meat in the corner?
Don't look at that.
And then, not to throw another spanner into the works,
Hmm.
what's the difference between a stew and a gumbo?
I don't actually know what a gumbo is in general.
I feel
is it
like,
and a chowder? Is that there in there as well?
yeah, there's a chowder in a similar category.
I feel like a gumbo
Mm-hmm.
is a stew that knows how to play the saxophone.
Is that just because you're associating it with both these things with Louisiana?
Isn't it? I thought it was a Louisiana thing.
I mean, it feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a gumbo is a cooler stew.
Okay.
In levels of coolness,
Yeah.
I feel like we can leave soup out of it. Soup's like the...
That's basic, bitch.
Yeah, I just feel like it's the always faithful. But
Okay.
so we'll leave that out because it feels rude to say, is soup cool or not? That's like, is water cool?
Well, hang on a second.
Wait, you don't think soup's cool?
You say that like soup can be cool.
No, I just think soup is neutral. Soup is true neutral.
Soup is definitely uncool.
What? What do you mean?
What's the coolest soup?
The coolest soup?
Yeah.
Like, not in temperature.
No,
No,
that's
like-
borscht, obviously.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Yeah, I was gonna say frozen cabbage, but okay. I think that's a real thing.
I mean, I'll take your
Cold
word for
cabbage,
it.
frozen cabbage soup. Borscht. Like, what is the trendiest soup?
Yeah, like if you
I feel like it'd be one of those clear soups.
again, you're trying to impress a guy, and
I have never done that. I was emailing people for dates, Ben.
and
I
now
don't think I'm the person to ask.
and now your newest ploy is to eat soup in front of him
Yeah.
to seem cool. And you're at some, I don't know, trendy French restaurant wearing
Yeah.
a beret, and you're like, I've got to order the coolest soup to impress this
I
date.
feel like in this scenario, like
Yeah.
a French onion.
You think that's cool though? Like at best, that's neutral.
Why do you think soup's... state your case as to why soup's uncool.
I feel like
I feel like you're the one with allegations.
when I think of
The defense
soup,
doesn't need to prove the case.
it's the kind of food that we would eat on school camp.
Really?
It's like
You have such a different vision of soup
you're
than
just
me.
eating it out of like a plastic mug while you're like
Oh.
milling around, and like none of this food is good. It's just like
Were you poor?
it's starting to feel like it.
Yeah, you're like, we were all milling around, holding our cups out, begging
Yeah.
for a second
Right.
ladle.
It feels like a very Oliver Twist
That's what I was
esque.
thinking. I was like, were you in some kind of like Orphanage.
Well, school camp and an orphanage, not that different. And I'm like, please, sir, can I have some
A
more?
second ladle of soup.
And they will be like, if only you were cooler, maybe I'd consider it.
No, you're not
But
uncool. It's the soup that's the
It's hard to be
problem.
cool while you're eating a tomato soup.
Yeah, tomato's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird choice.
Midnight Crisis.